Come with me today as we enjoy a beautiful rainy day in my farmhouse. It is Christmas time. We are baking. We are fluffing up the Christmas tree from a cat attack. And I am also going to share some of our family Christmas traditions. So to start the day, we are feeding the sourdough starter. I just add flour and water. I don't even weigh it. In my kitchen, what I'm about is easy, simple cooking. I don't want anything too complicated because I just wouldn't do it if it was too complicated. So that's what I'm going to share here is just simple, easy cooking, but really good cooking as well. And often from scratch, even though it is simple, it's still often from scratch and really good food. One of the family traditions that we have in our household is the 1st of December, we bring out a puzzle and we put it on the dining room table and we work on it through December. So my husband and I run a restaurant and December is mad. It's so busy and we can get really stressed. So this puzzle is a really great reminder just to slow down. You know, when we walk past it, it's like, hey, do you have just a few minutes to slow down and sit, make yourself a cup of tea and, I don't know, work on a puzzle? It's just a really nice reminder that we are important and it's important to take just a few minutes, even a few seconds, just for ourselves to sit and relax and work on a puzzle. It's really, really therapeutic and relaxing, especially this time of year. So just a reminder to you guys as well. Yeah, are you taking enough time out? December is mad. We do so much on top of our regular to-do list. Like we already have so many things that we need to do. And December, we just get all of these extra things that we need to do. So just see if you can carve a little bit of time out for you. It's really, really important. Guys, also I have this gigantic block of beeswax on the end of the dining room table. It's this gorgeous local block of beeswax. Please leave some comments below. What should I do with this gigantic block? I have a few ideas of some things I'd like to try out for the store, but please comment below. What should I do? What can I make out of this? The possibilities. So today it was just sporadically raining and it'd rain and it'd clear up. It was just a really beautiful day. It was really nice. So here is my sourdough starter. He's all bubbly and happy. He's having a good time in there. And I'm going to make my sourdough bread. Again, like I said, I'm about simple cooking and sourdough doesn't need to be complicated. I think often you read these recipes and it's so overwhelming. And I have just mastered this really simple loaf. I have just one bread recipe I do, and it's very relatively simple. There are a few steps to it, but after you do it for a while, you really get into a good swing of things. So you just add the flour and the water, let it sit, and then you add in the starter and the salt, and then you mush it together with your hands and then let it rise. So I will link this recipe down below as well. But again, I like to keep things simple in my kitchen. I have one bread recipe. It makes it easy and it actually makes it really enjoyable when you don't need to research recipes and find recipes and think about recipes and overthink things and reread it. I find that maybe a little bit harder. Sometimes it's really fun to try a new recipe, but I really enjoy cooking in my kitchen when the recipes are easy and I mostly remember it. This recipe here, I've mostly remembered. I do check it though, just to make sure I get my numbers correct. I've nearly remembered it. And I find cooking in my kitchen then really, really relaxing. I can just, take my time, cook at my own pace. And my kitchen is my little sanctuary at the moment. I'm really, really enjoying cooking and baking bread is something I enjoy in my kitchen. But no pressure. We don't need to bake our own bread too. It's something I enjoy. What do you enjoy in your kitchen? Do that. If you enjoy baking, if you enjoy smoking meats or making preserves, whatever you enjoy, do more of that. And don't worry if you need to, buy some things in. Okay, so here I am. I'm smushing up the dough. Smush, smush, smush. I used to really find this quite repulsive, but now I love it. It's really... It's like therapy, smushing the dough. It's really, really fun. So this recipe that I use is a no knead recipe. That's like the closest you get to kneading. It's just like smushing. It's not really kneading. It's just like smushing it together. But then we do our stretch and folds. Now, please don't listen to anything I'm saying. I'm a beginner at sourdough. And like I said, I'm all about easy cooking. And I really don't believe it needs to be perfect. So I don't know. I'm here just to tell you, like, if you want to try it, give it a go and see how you go. I think people make it harder than it needs to be. And another nice little tradition in our house is every year for Christmas, we put mistletoe above our bedroom door. This is our bedroom, and then also Huxley's nursery. This is just a little reminder to show our family love, and sometimes Huxley gets stuck under there with me and I show him plenty of love. The next thing on my to-do list today is tackling this Christmas tree. Oh, our cat has completely attacked it. She like climbs up in the middle of it, and I think she thinks it's like her personal jungle and like a toy that we've installed in the house for her. And she's like, this is great. This is the best gift ever. I love this new installation in our living room that I get to like play with and like attack. And so today I'm just getting in and I'm just going to try to straighten it out again and put the little pegs back into the Christmas tree and put the baubles back on and just like refluff it again, because I love my Christmas tree this year. I love it. I did all these like beautiful like brown bronze tones and love it. So I just want to bring it back to its former glory. We also have some really special ornaments on the tree. Each year we get an ornament done with Huxley on it. And when he gets his own Christmas tree, that's going to be a little gift from us. He gets to, take all those ornaments. And I don't know, it'll be really nice every year as well to hang the ornaments on the tree and just remember a little bit about our little boy growing up. So I'm just going to try to put the presents back under the tree. But this little guy is just... like, he's going to get into it. We all know it. Next, I'm going to make some sourdough crackers. This is super, super simple. Again, I'm about simple cooking. So with a sourdough starter, people discard the starter and they often like throw it in the bin. But what I do is just quickly make it into some crackers or some pikelets, or I make a pizza base out of it, or I use it most of the time. I don't think I've ever... At the start, I used to throw it out, but now I figured out that I can use this. So all I do is just put it thinly on a tray with a bit of olive oil mixed through. And then I add some Mediterranean salt. So this is from our store. My mum grows these herbs in her beautiful country garden. It's just a beautiful place. And I'm just adding that Mediterranean blend with a little bit of flaked sea salt. and then just baking it in the oven. And they come out really, really yum. They have this like beautiful tang to it. They're really, really good. If you do it a little bit thicker, it's like a soft sort of chewy sort of pita cracker sort of thing. If you do it thinner, they're like more crispy. So just play around with it and sort of see how you like them. And I'm just going to feed my starter. Again, I don't measure it. I don't measure it, guys. I'm a rule breaker. But like, you don't need to. So you just add flour and water. You want to sort of take the starter down as much as you can. You don't want to feed too much because it's like hungry. So reduce the starter and then add water and flour and stir it up just until you get the consistency of like a pancake batter, maybe a thicker pancake batter. So I'm just going to add a little bit more now, and that's going to get to the perfect consistency. I'm going to leave it out on the bench just for a few hours, and I'm probably going to pop it in the fridge. If I don't plan to use it the next day, I'll pop it in the fridge. But if I do plan to use it the next day, I'll just leave it out. But you got to find your own rhythm in your own house, and it does actually become easier. Okay, so let's reveal. Here is my sourdough. How beautiful. How beautiful. It has risen really nice. Again, your house is going to be different, but just have a look at your bread. When it's like doubled in size, that is a good time to get it out and then start shaping it into loaves. So that's what I'm doing now. Now, I actually don't have any equipment for my sourdough. None. You don't need anything. I don't even have a bowl scraper. I actually probably should get one. You don't need anything. And I don't have a dough cutter. I just use a knife. You really don't need anything to start to make your own bread. So I'm just dividing this up into two. My recipe makes 2 loaves, and then I'm just shaping them into loaves. And then I'm just going to put them into bowls lined with tea towels, and then cover them in a bag and then pop it in the fridge. And then they just sit in the fridge until I'm ready to deal with them. And then when I want a loaf, I then bake them in the oven. It's a really simple recipe, and I've gotten into like a really good rhythm with it now. So like Tuesdays I make the dough, and then Wednesdays I bake the bread. That's normally what I do every week. Some weeks are a bit different, but the best thing is you can make them up anytime. They can sit in the fridge for up to a week until you're ready to bake them. So you want to try to create like a little bit of tension on the surface of the bread. So you can sort of like drag it along the bench to create that tension and just make like this gorgeous little ball. And then you like fold in the bottom as well. So you fold in like each side to make this beautiful little ball. And then you just pop it in. You can buy like Banneton baskets. I just use a bowl and a tea towel. It's sort of served me well now. Again, you don't need anything too fancy to make bread. Just start with what you have. And then these just get popped in the fridge. I'm just going to leave them in the fridge overnight, and I'll probably bake a loaf in the morning. Probably just 1 loaf, and then just when I'm ready for that second loaf, I'll bake it then so it's freshly baked that day. It's so, so nice. Okay, so it is the next day. I'm back in the kitchen. I'm going to preheat my cast iron. I said you didn't need anything fancy, but I do have this cast iron. I actually found this cast iron thing outside in the dirt. I think it was used at the fireplace to cook outside. And I just cleaned it up, and it works really good. So just when I'm waiting for that to reheat, I'm just going to tidy a drawer. I just do little bits here and there just when I have a few minutes free in my day, just to try to keep on top of things. a house can get out of hand very quickly. So I always just in the few small seconds of my day just try to do little things and try to keep up with it and just have some sort of movement, some sort of rhythm. Just little bits here and there. It all counts, it all adds up. My cast iron is nearly hot. I'm just going to score my bread. So I just flip it out into some baking paper and I just draw a little pattern in the top, like score a little pattern in the top. I love to do the wheat, which is like a line down the middle and then these little lines that come off the side of it. That always looks good, but play around with it. It's really fun. It's really fun to try different patterns. This bread wasn't perfect. I think I had a little bit too much flour on the tea towel. So like the top was a bit floury, but it turned out so good. And again, it wasn't the perfect loaf, but it was delicious. And my aim here isn't to make the most perfect loaf of bread. It's just to get some nice, fresh baked sourdough on the table for my family. That's what my aim is here. It's not perfection. It's just getting it done. December, again, is a crazy busy time. Just, if you can, take a few moments out for yourself. Try to keep a rhythm to your day, you know, using those small little pockets of time to keep on top of things and see if you can carve out a moment to have a cup of tea as well. I know there is so much on our plates this time of year. I know there is so much going on, but the most important thing is you and your mental health, even if that means that you just do something simple for Christmas, even if that means that people bring a salad and bring everything that you need, even if that means for a gift you just bake them a loaf of bread. That's what I'm doing this year because that's something I enjoy doing. I'm just baking everyone a loaf of bread. Hopefully they'll like it because shopping for people can be stressful. Keep it as simple as you can and take some time out for yourself. We totally got this. December is going to be a great time. We totally got this.